Let's have a look. This could be rough. Where's the tornado? Right there. Can I get in time or am I about to die? Okay, so you guys wanted to see a tornado? There you go. Tearing through here now. It's not the best of views, unfortunately, but it looks like it's passed over already. So we were lucky. There it is. Didn't do too much damage this time. It's even left most of the torches intact. That one went through pretty quick. I don't think that was a particularly big one. Can certainly see the damage that it's doing, but I wish it would happen during the day so you could really see what was going down. G'day folks, this is Sim and welcome back to Minecraft Done From Down Under. We are playing Departed Sins of the Past, the Modpack by Iskandar, and we're going to pick up pretty much where we left off. I hope you enjoyed the tornado at the beginning. I finally got an opportunity to give you guys a taste of what it's like. It's a lot scarier if you happen to be caught outside when it's going on. The setup here has been working nicely, and I've been feeding it charcoal, and we've now got a full pool of mana and a little bit left over. So that's working really well. The next stage is to make some mana tablets. For that we need diamonds, and the other thing is that we need iron to make the Manasteel. Now I've already got a reasonable amount of iron from my mining trips, but I really am looking for a way to see what we can do about doubling the ores so we can make the most out of what we do have, because mining can be very dangerous. So I've gone with a basic Thaumcraft setup. Now I've skipped through this because this has been done to death a million times, and there's some really good tutorials on Thaumcraft out there on YouTube, so I'd recommend that you check one out. But we've got the work table, we've got a crucible set up, we've got a research table with some extra bits and pieces to help it gain some aspects, and we've brought all of our Thaumcraft stuff over here. Now the first thing that we're doing is I need to do some tech research, and I've got this one here, which is the one that we need for thaumium. So we'll just read that one and get it in. Now I'm going to take a moment here just to give you guys a little bit of a tip. When it comes to starting out Thaumcraft, it can be a little bit slow and a little bit painful when you're scanning. There are a few resources that are available, and although it's fun to do yourself the first time or two, after that it does get just a little bit awkward, to say the least. So I'm going to give you a tip on the quickest way to get yourself rolling. What we want to do is we want to start off in the research table, and as soon as you've got all of your basics set up and you've made yourself up a thermometer, what you want to do is you want to combine some aqua and some terra, which we'll find in here in the research table, and combining that will give you Victus, which is the life aspect, and that one's very important. You can also combine air and aqua to get Tempestus, which is the storm one, as well, if you want. Then you need to scan some blocks and some items, and the order to go through to get it quickly, and you can pause and rewind the video here. I'll just run through them. You want to do a torch, then you want to do coal or coal ore, grass block, trapdoor, a chest or a bowl, a glass block. Then you probably haven't been to the nether. If you have, you can shortcut it with a potion. Otherwise you need to research again. Victus, which was the one that we made earlier, plus Perdito will give us mortis, and then you want to also scan some mossy cobble or some chiseled sandstone or a shard to get precantatio, then chicken, soul sand, and again, if you haven't been to the nether, that one can get a little bit tricky. You need to get spiritus and vinculum. Amber you'll get without too much trouble. Spiritus you can get from a skeleton skulls or zombie heads, but they can be difficult to get hold of. Now I did find something that gave me spiritus. Let's just see if it's in there, because my mind's just gone blank. So we'll bring up the Thaumcraft, we'll go back to the main page here, and if we go to aspects of magic, we get the list. So we can look through here and see everything that we've learnt about so far, and we're looking for spiritus, and there it is. And no, it doesn't actually tell me there what you can actually, there is something. I'll try and find out, and if I can remember what it is, I will definitely leave a note in the comments below. But anyway, once you've got those, the last things that you need to do are paper, rotten flesh, some form of food such as wheat, bread, apples, that sort of thing, flint and obsidian. After you've done that, you've unlocked all of the basic stuff, and you should be able to scan just about anything from there. But getting through the prerequisites so you don't know enough about this can be a little painful, although Thaumcraft in the latest version does give you some hints if you don't actually have the prerequisite knowledge. So let's go back to the Thaumcraft, because the research that we were doing was this one here, and that was to give us the thaumium, which now allows us to do metal purification to make ore clusters, and that's the doubling method that we're looking for. So I'm going to need a little bit of paper, and I'm going to need my scribing tools as well, because I've only got one set, so we'll steal those out of there and jump back into here. And metal purification, now we've got a research note, and we'll pop that in there, go back to our scribing tools, and we need to get from Metallum to Auto. Now that one there, I'm pretty sure I can do the lazy way, because I'm pretty sure that, whoops, do it the right way, Auto, no it's not. Now what's the order again? I've got to try and remember how to do this one. Hang on a second, that's right, let's put that back, and it's vitreous. Hang on, vitreous will be right down the far end, of course. Metallum takes us to vitreous, which should then allow us to go to Auto, and then if we go back from there to vitreous again, then we get our link, and now we've got metal purification. So read that one and we'll go back and have a look, because metal purification, now we need to do additional research for copper and gold, and I will probably do that off camera. It's not going to be that hard to do, but this one here shows us that all we need is we need a metallum and an auto to get an ore cluster out of iron ore. And that ore cluster, if we have a quick look at that in NEI, and one more time. Okay, so if we smelt down a native iron cluster, we get 2 iron ingots instead of the usual 1 from the ore. So that's a pretty good way of getting ore doubling early on. Now, how do we do that? Well, there's a couple of ways. At the moment, I've got some iron nuggets. It should also work, whoops-a-daisy, with copper nuggets, but I don't actually have any copper ore at the moment, so let's waste one in here. A plank will do. I've got a tree farm now, so the wood's not too big a deal. Now I haven't tried it with copper ingots before, so the first thing that I'm going to need to do is toss that out there and scan it, because I've got to try and remember to scan all the things, and there's definitely metallum in there. If we break that down into copper nuggets and scan the nuggets, what do we get? Just one metallum. So copper, as you can see, I'm getting a lot of. So I can do this with copper or with iron, and I'll probably use the copper at the beginning. So let's see how this all works out. Now, the other thing that we need is we need auto. So as far as auto is concerned, if I throw, there it is, chisel sandstone in, then that will give me the auto, because chisel sandstone is one auto and one terror, I believe. The downside to that is that we're going to get some waste, so we're going to be creating a little bit of flux, but I don't know of any simpler way to get auto without access to mana beans or something like that. And there's something else that we need to have a look at, so let's bring the Thaumonomicon back up. I know this is going to be a bit of a talkie, but we've got to cover these things. What we've got to be careful is metal transmutation here. You can actually use nuggets to convert metals, and we need to be careful. So I want to try this first using 8, because what I should be able to do is 8 plus 8 plus 8 of these should hopefully give me what I want. I've got to be careful I don't get too close to this and burn my toes. So let's go. So we've put 8 copper nuggets in there, 8 chiseled and 8 iron ore, and there we go. Beautiful. So there's 8 native iron clusters, which is worth 16. There's my iron, and I'm going to need a large chunk of that for the armor. And in fact, what we will do is I'm going to make up an iron pick, because I'm going to need one. And the other thing that I'm going to do while I've got the iron is we'll leave this one for the time being. Got a use planned for that. I'm hoping that there is enough in here for us to be able to do up the Manasteel that we need. 24, if my memory serves me correctly. I'll probably get this wrong, but let's just toss this in here. And oh, wasn't quite enough. So 7, we're going to need 17. Yep, so I'll probably have to throw a little bit more coal in there, but that's not a problem. There you go, in you go. There's our 24. And if we head over to here, oh, not sure whether I've introduced you guys to this or not. This is a workbench. We don't have the tinker tables that you get with Tinker's Construct. This is the next best thing. It recognizes inventories on both sides. If you put something into it, close out, it doesn't immediately get spat out. So it's not bad. The only thing that I have noticed with it is that when you're making multiple things up, when you're clicking quickly, it won't allow you to shift click. And if you're clicking quickly, it does some graphical glitching and you can't actually see what's going on. The lack of shift clicking is probably the biggest annoyance, but at least you can have stuff in an inventory on both sides. So what we need now is we're going to make up our Manasteel armor, and the only downside we've got is that we don't get any advantage out of this until we've got a mana tablet. So that's what we're going to have to get. So let's toss this down here and let's head downstairs. In fact, let's put all of the good stuff. Oh, no. I do want to keep the thermometer because there's something else that I want to show you before we go any further. It's another thing that you certainly want to know about. And we can do this pretty quickly. When you're scanning all the things, one thing that you definitely want to scan is bedrock. So let's just head down here, because I'm pretty sure around here somewhere, there we go, we've got some bedrock, and if we scan the bedrock, lots and lots of aspects. So you definitely want to grab that one when you can. Now down here I've got dirt to the left of me and dirt to the right, and the reason for that is to remind me which tunnel, because while I've been mining I have found a few diamonds. We're going to need a couple for the tablets. We're also going to need an enchanting table and a pick. So I'm probably going to need, I would say, about 7 diamonds altogether. I don't like wasting diamonds when I don't have fortune. So we're just going to grab what we can. Alright, so there's 2 there. And a couple more in there. Don't think there'll be anything else there based upon the way that cluster looked. So that's given us 4. However, down here, I've just got to remember which tunnel. Here we go. Is that all of them? Looks like it. So that's 8. So that's 1 more than I needed, but that's okay. I'm sure we'll find a use for the last one. Now we want to make ourselves up a mana tablet. No, we don't. I almost forgot. I have something special which we will be covering. I need more diamonds, 2 more to be specific. And if we continue down here, there should be some more dirt, because there we go, there's some more diamond. So let's just grab that one and that one, and that, and the rest can stay until hopefully we get some fortune. Now we should be right. So I'll meet you back upstairs. Okay, so I want to make up a mana tablet, and to do that I'm going to need some mana diamonds. I actually want 2 tablets, and the reason for that is pretty straightforward. Let's toss these in here, and now we've got our 2 mana diamonds. And over here we should have some living rock, and to make up the tablet we're just going to throw those in there. Now the reason I made 2 is simple. I'm going to be carrying one around, and I want one that's filling up the rest of the time. So the first thing we're going to need to do is we're going to need to tell our mana pool to start gifting out mana. So we're going to right click on this, and I've just got to remember shift right click, Now it's accepting mana or sparing mana. So that's how you switch between them. And what we're going to do is we're going to toss this in here, and it should start filling that tablet up. You can see it going down now. In fact, while it's doing that, let's run over here. I think I got a little bit of charcoal left. Whoop, maybe not. Nope, I thought I had some charcoal left. What's the bet that I put it over here so I could use it for Britannia? There you go. Alright, so let's just get into there. And we're going to need one to start it going. And there we go. And I just picked up that tablet and it is now full. But what that means now is we can toss the other tablet in and it can, whoops, well, we can throw it straight. That's better. Keep that in our inventory. What we can do now, our Manasteel armor. Alright, let's pop these off. Oh, hang on, before we put this on, again, it's a habit that I often forget. We probably should be scanning. Yep, so if we got Atonement out of that one, we're probably going to get Atonement out of all of them. There we go. Now we can put them back on. And the advantage of the Manasteel is that as long as we've got mana in the tablet, the armor won't take durability damage, which means, and that thing there is now empty, and I'll leave that for a little bit longer because I'm pretty sure that that's not full yet. Let's just have a quick look. Yeah, it's just a little bit short of full because I used some of the mana to make the Manasteel and the diamonds. Alright, so what else are we making? Well, before we do anything, we need to do some enchanting. To do some enchanting, I need obsidian. So I'm definitely going to have to make up a diamond pick, because that's my best option at the moment, and I want to be able to enchant that as well. Take a chance, maybe just maybe we'll get lucky and get fortune on it, but as it stands, 3 diamonds there. Alright, which is going to leave us 2 for the table and 3 for something else, and that something else is going to be very, very important. Ooh, you. So I've made myself up a dolly, and if you're not familiar with the jabber dolly, it's used for moving around barrels and chests and various bits and pieces, so you can pick things up, carry them, put them down again. You get a bit of a slow effect. However, if you take a diamond dolly, well, if you take a dolly I should say, and you combine it with 3 diamonds, you get a diamond dolly. Diamond dollies are wonderful things because they will allow you to pick up spawners. One thing that I have been wanting to do since I very first started this map is make some form of mob grinder. The problem is that Deadly Worlds is in this game, so zombies have the ability to break through walls, which means they also have the ability to destroy mob grinders. And making a mob grinder that doesn't spawn zombies is not an easy thing to do. So what I need to do instead is focus on skeletons, and for that I need a skeleton spawner, and that's why I've been doing a little bit of exploring. And finally I found what we need, so we're going to go collect that soon. And what I will do is, you're still doing your thing? You haven't burnt through that whole stack already, have you? No? Now, this is an oddity, and I'm not sure what causes it, but every once in a while, something throws it out and it needs to be restarted. Not sure why, but it definitely happens every now and then. Let's throw this tablet back in here. Crikey, I hate the fact that you have to stand so close. I really much preferred being able to right click things onto stuff rather than throwing it in the game, because and making a racket at the same time. Throwing things is such a dodgy mechanic, it really is. Hopefully that should be full now or close to it. Either way, let's throw that in there, and we'll throw our diamonds in there. We're going to keep the dolly. We don't need the living rock, and we'll tidy up the rest of this mess as well. And let's head downstairs. And I need water in my water bucket before I do this. So let's go get some obsidian. And while I was making preparations for something, I came across a little bit of lava in the way, which we'll get to soon enough. So let's just obsidianize it now. And we're going to need 4 for our table, so I'll just mine these up. It's going to be slow with the diamond pick, so I will cut out. Once I've got them all, we will continue on with our adventures. Okay, so there's the obsidian and there's our enchantment table. Let's go and see whether or not, thank you so much, we can score well, or whether the random gods are going to be evil to us as they usually are. XP boost 3 and efficiency 4. What do I need XP from mob kills on a pickaxe for? Seriously, game. Oh well. We'll just have to make the most of it. We can probably clean the enchantments off and re-enchant it if necessary. Now, you're probably wondering, why on earth am I not enchanting my armor first to give myself better protection? Well, the answer to that question is pretty straightforward. We're going to have a way of dealing with that very shortly. That's just going to take a little bit of work on my part. So let's take our dolly and let's finish this episode with a treat. Well, it's a treat if you ask me anyway, actually. Is that iron all finished? It was. Where did I put the rest of it? I'm not going anywhere without a better sword. And in fact, I think, really, it probably wouldn't be a bad idea, to be honest, to make one out of Manasteel, again for the same reason. So let's just toss a couple of those in there. And oh, is that not how you make a Manasteel sword? Okay, we better check that. Hang on a second. Manasteel. Oh, of course. Living wood. Should have realised. It's Britannia. That's okay. That we can do. Is it 2 or 3? I think it's 3. Let's find out. 1, 2, 3. Hang on a second, what was that? Living wood. Oh, living wood planks. Duh. I thought for some reason something was seriously broken. No? How do I make the twig? Ah, it's 2. Okay. What else can I do wrong? Manasteel sword. +6 attack damage, and more importantly, again, durability should come from the mana tablet instead of the actual sword itself, which means I probably won't need to worry quite so much about it breaking. So now we will continue on, and if this episode runs a little long, as always, I do apologise, but I'd rather finish on this now. So if we head down here, you can see I've been mining off in this direction, and just through here, in fact, there's a good chance that... Where is that crazy chicken? I thought it would have been around. There it is. Haha! It's gone. That's the end of it. Alright, and you'll notice I took a hit, and I also killed with the sword and no durability loss. And we scored ourselves a note in a bottle for clockwork. We've also got a taint tendril, which is probably going to break down and taint us, so I don't need to be carrying that right now. And this here, this just goes to show what I may have mentioned previously. Taint 3-block limit. So just this mass of torches here will stop the taint from passing through. You just need to make sure that you do cover every block, because you just need it to get into one spot, and yeah, you're knackered. So if we head down here, you can see we've got taint, and that's sealed off, that's sealed off, that's sealed off. But when we get here, we get to the very end of the ravine. You can see where it continues through there. And I do have a connection through here. Alright, now we are going to take taint damage. Alright, and you can see there's another ravine over there. But more importantly, while I was exploring, I found this zombie spawner. Now that in itself would have been awesome, except for the fact that, as I've said, zombies they will tear through things. They will tear through stone, they will tear through just about everything. So I did some more exploring, and I got really lucky, because if we come up here, you can see where I've been roaming around up here. And that's why I've taken a bit of damage. But just down here, lo and behold, we have ourselves a skeleton spawner. So what we're going to do, break off that taint, and we're going to grab it. And what have we got in here? Some iron. Leads will be very handy. Apples, potion of night vision, bane of arthropods. Bane of arthropods? Seriously? Fair enough. Oh well, better than a smack in the face with a dead fish, I suppose. Now we are going to be slowed at the moment because we're carrying a spawner, but that's okay. Ouch. Might have a snack while we're walking. Okay, and we're back into reasonably safe territory again. Now, this is where things are going to get a little bit tricky. I'm going to have to be careful. if we come through here, and I've got some blocks, you can see that I've made some preparations. So what we have here is, again, very basic vanilla mob grinder. From the center, we've got 2 blocks below where the spawner's going to sit, a couple of blocks above, so there's plenty of spawning area, 4 blocks out in each direction. Water stream comes down, stops right here, pushes into another water stream, and everything falls into that hole over there. So if we place this diamond dolly right there, alright, and we need to watch out because I don't really want to get shot off there by a skeleton. So let's just break those blocks. Come on. I don't want to get shot off. Alright, and we'll break that torch. And oh, look at that fella. And careful. And you. And finally you. And it should now be pitch black in there, and it certainly will be when I do this. So now we have a mob grinder. And if we come down here, we have access. And what did I just pick up then? Oh, the blocks that I broke, of course. So unfortunately it's a little dark in there. I need to put a torch inside, and I'll probably do that at some point. But something else that I wanted to show, and I need to do this anyway because I've managed to throw my very first wand into the lava while I was exploring, when I tried to change keys the wrong. I was in a bit of a panic. Taint damage and getting chased by a creeper. Anyway, Thaumcraft wands, you can fill them from aura nodes. However, there's another way to fill them as well, and that's when you kill things. So if I kill these mobs in here, you'll notice that there are a few little coloured balls coming out as well as the experience. And now that that's dead, that's right, these spawners can spawn with the skeletons as well. Let's try that again quickly. Let's get a torch up there just to make things a little brighter. So if we have a look at the wand, you can see the wand is now filling up. If we bring it up, you can see up in the top corner there as well, the aspects are definitely filling, because you get a tiny little bit of aspect drop whenever you kill a mob, and your wand will absorb that. So a grinder is a good way to get aspects into your wand early on, particularly when you don't want to be roaming around a taint-filled landscape looking for aura nodes. And of course, on top of that, I can now sit here happily and grind away and watch YouTube videos, of course. Hopefully Anisos or some other cool YouTuber. There's a shameless plug if you ever heard one. And get myself some experience, get myself some uncommon treasures, and some arrows finally, without having to worry about the whole flint and feathers and other bits and pieces. And more importantly, I'm gonna have a very small chance of getting some of these rare drops from Clockwork Phase, and that's what we will be moving on to in the next episode. Ooh, he had some sort of funky effect, and something, well, it looked like something cool dropped, but I don't see anything. Let's just, yep. Oh, warded. Okay, so if he's warded, he's one of the Thaumcraft skeletons, so they do tend to drop some slightly cooler things like these treasure bags. And a couple more to kill. And the thing is I've set this up so if I'm sitting down here, I'm within range of the spawner, they'll keep spawning, and I can actually just sit here, and as long as my computer doesn't crash, they will just keep piling up. And we're at level 30, so let's just take these guys out. Now, I probably won't be doing this with my Manasteel sword. Oh, my inventory is now full. What have we got? Chain leggings, chain boots. What else can I throw away? What else can I throw away? I'm running out of space. It's got to be something I can toss here. Sticks. Is that everything? Oh, and another treasure bag. Okay, so let's run back out of here. So yeah, as I was saying, haven't used a lot of mana up, but obviously I'm not going to waste my Manasteel swords on a mob grinder, so I'll make up a whole bunch of stone swords to do that. So let's head upstairs, because we've got 31 levels to play with now, and what I will be able to do is start enchanting all the things. And we'll start off with finding some space. Yeah, you guys go away. I'll have to sort all of this stuff out soon enough. How's that wand looking? See, it's chock-a-block already. So now we have that, and we can work on our next level of wand. So in here we'll grab the chest piece and cross our fingers. 30 levels. That's sweet as. So we got both protection and absorption, which means that now we should have picked up, I believe, about 2 more absorption hearts. Yeah, that's about right. I think for each level of absorption you get half a heart. So that again is going to go a long way to keeping us alive. And let's finish off with some treasure bags. And what have we got? A potion of regen and a slight discount on the aqua. There we go. Alright, that's some really good progress. We're going to move on in the next episode probably to clockwork phase, and in the meantime I am going to do a bunch of Thaumcraft research and try and tear through as much of that as I can, and we will focus on the important stuff when the time comes. Until then, thanks for joining me. I hope you liked this episode. Look forward to seeing you all again in the next one, and until then, take care of each other everybody, and ciao for now.